Okay, set number 4. In the top position, at yellow Protoss, we have WandS. WandS of NA. And in the bottom right position as the blue Zerg is Bakuryu of Western Europe. Use that. Alright. So, I do believe this is the first ZVP of the day? Is that right? Yeah, we've had PvP, ZVT, and PvT, and now PvZ. So at least we're getting a pretty good spread here. And actually the last set's ZVZ. So we will not have a duplication. At least not until Ace Match. I don't know if there is an Ace Match yet. Game will send that to me to not spoil me on results at the very end, but alright. So, Bakuryu. Bakuryu with an overpull. Okay, Bakuryu with an overpull. I'm excited that WandS is actually playing versus more top tier people, because he played in a bunch of the amateur leagues and absolutely destroyed everyone in the amateur leagues. And I've wondered like how he can match up. The few times I've seen him play against top tier people, he's done really well. So I'm glad that he's continuing to face good people. Bakuryu, certainly a stern test for him. Okay. Lings are coming out, and WandS obviously scouting this. He's still gonna go. He's gonna go Cannon Nexus, so should be safe. On this map, this is just Jade has one of the absolute easiest maps to wall in as for Protoss. Just Forge on the bottom, Gateway on top, and then a little perfectly sized hole right there. Everything's set up great so that goons can get in. On certain bases, like the ones down here, goons, excuse me, the hole is on the side away from the ramp, which is even better. Over here it's not, but still, very strong. WandS does not need 3 probes. You can definitely only have 2 here and he'd be fine. Alright. So, Cyber... That's actually kind of interesting. He's pulling back... Well, the Zealot's coming out now. Okay, I didn't see this probe hiding back there. I thought he was going to try to only hold it with 1. Which, obviously pulling back probes after a while isn't uncommon, but it was a little bit weird that he did it before another cannon came in. But he has another Zealot coming, and there are 2 probes, so that's fine. Alright, now for Bakuryu, we have him going for a fourth hatchery before gas. Bakuryu has a very particular style of ZVP. It doesn't do it every time, but does do it a lot of times, which involves going for lots of tech-oriented things. It gets out some Hydralisks in the beginning. If he wants to Hydralisk best he can, but he rarely ever does, off of 4 hatcheries, then goes for a delayed Mutalisk transition, which ends up catching a lot of people off guard. And if the Mutalisk transition doesn't kill them outright, it gives him cover to transition into Lurkers. And then uses Lurkers in very strategically advantageous positions to slow down the opponent from moving out. And it's a very Bakuryu build in the sense that if it snowballs in both directions. If it starts out working well in the beginning, and he can excuse me, and he's able to do good damage with the Mutalisks, he just keeps getting more and more and more and more and more ahead. On the other hand, if his opponent does something weird and attacks with 5 Zealots when you weren't expecting them to attack with 5 Zealots, and more importantly, the attack works, because Bakuryu is pretty good at defending against early attacks, but if an early attack works and Bakuryu gets behind a little bit in economy, it snowballs in the other direction, of he just gets further and further and further behind. So, when we have the first attack, either coming out from the Protoss or from Bakuryu himself, it's very important how that one goes, because it really does set the entire tone for the game. Alright. So, Corsair coming in, and the Corsair scouts it. It does look really odd from the Protoss perspective scouting it, because it just looks so much like a Hydralisk bust. You have 3 hatcheries, you don't have a lair, and you don't have a real Sim City. Hydralisks are already coming out. And this Corsair's over here, it sees a lair, which gives it a little bit away that maybe something else is coming, but it's still, just based on what he's seen so far, it definitely looks more like a Hydralisk bust than anything else. So if WandS isn't familiar with Bakuryu's playstyle, he can very easily turtle up with just like 6 extra cannons here. All for naught, because Bakuryu doesn't Hydralisk bust. But Alright. So, WandS' first DT is out. Oh. I thought for a second that was completely boxed in, but no, there's a lane here. That's fine. So, first DT is out, picking off some Zerglings. And Bakuryu already has Overlord speed, which means it's going to be pretty unlikely that a DT can do much here. Overall, this base is going to be the most likely prospect, as it's so far away from the other bases. It's still going to take the Overlord a while to come in, but there's another Overlord popping out. The Corsairs, not quite going to be able to deflect the Overlords out of here, but the DT does get 2 kills, and allows the, well, I was going to say allows the Corsairs to live, but WandS sticks around for way too, wow, WandS. Really aggressive there. I guess it was the right idea to go back at that point because the Overlord had lost so much health, but no, he shouldn't have stuck around that long. The Hydralisks were distracted by the DT, so it was fine to go for Overlord kills then, and he got 1, but going for that second Overlord kill was really greedy. Anyway, here comes the Hydralisk for Bakuryu. This is the kind of fake bust, where he's really not going to get much out of this, because he's not reinforcing it. At least I assume so. I haven't actually seen this. Oh, there's the Spire. Yep, and he's already at 1k. So he's gonna have plenty of money for Mutalisks. But yeah, this is just a fake, really. When WandS is done, he has more than enough stuff to actually beat it, but the Hydralisks are actually going to be able to get out of there and not have to deal with it. WandS sending his entire army out here, I assume to look for the Hydralisks, because if the Hydralisks aren't immediately at the front, then they'd be in position for a backstab. If Bakuryu's build was more geared to go for Hydralisk bust. Alright, so the Mutalisks are on the way, but WandS' first attack is on the way, and he delayed the first attack. He has a really, really high number of Zealots right now. How many? Yeah, he has 5 gateways. I really should have pointed that out earlier. I saw him throwing down some of the gateways, but he went beyond that, now up to 5, Bakuryu does have Mutalisks, but the Mutalisks don't kill the Zealots quite that fast. They'll eventually be able to kill them. The question really just comes down to how much damage can the Zealots do? They're going to get past all of the Hydralisks. There's one Zealot in there trying to pick off some of the drones, but the rest of them are now going to head into the main. Looks like all the drones are heading back to the main. Bakuryu doesn't want to have to split his attention here. We're going to get two more drones? Is that going to be it? Now the Zealot's coming back here to attack more Hydralisks. Bakuryu forced, really, at this point to build these Hydralisks. WandS is continuing to build stuff. There's now an Archon in the mix. The Archon can't really deal with the Mutalisk. Normally Archon's very good, but Bakuryu, there's no reason for him to clump up his Mutalisk. He can completely spread them out, which really minimizes the type of damage the Archon can do. And Bakuryu is going to be able to hold. Not a whole lot. Remember, he transferred a lot of drones in here, and now transferring them back. But WandS is just going to refocus, go towards the other side. The Mutalisks are on the way to defend. And again, it's just a matter of how much damage is Bakuryu going to be able to do. Lurkers are now on the way. We're moving into the next stage of Bakuryu's plan. And eventually, yeah, there we go. You're going to be able to take that one out. WandS just is going to play a game of trying to avoid the Mutalisks. With the Mutalisk distracted over here, he's just going to go over here. And he's completely taking the Mutalisk pressure off of himself. Bakuryu now might actually be heading towards it, but really, just doing some deflection attacks with the Zealots now. The Lurkers are done, and that's part of the reason Bakuryu's going for it. Because he knows the Lurkers should be able to stop any more Zealot attacks. Should be able to. I mean, eventually they'll unburrow and come down here, or he'll just let the Hydralisks do it. But that's not a lot of Mutalisks. Whoops, that's not the Mutalisk hotkey. There we go. Only 6 Mutalisks? That's just not very much right now. And the Corsairs might... they gonna be able to get it? Looking like they might be able to kill them off. Yeah. So Bakuryu, I mean, the Mutalisks certainly helped in that, well, in this case, the Mutalisks obviously held back the Zealots. In this very specific case, though, if he had used the gas on a faster Lurker upgrade, the Lurkers could have done a little bit better of a job. But this was a really odd attack from WandS. Bakuryu was definitely not expecting it to quite look like that. And he probably would have SimCity'd up a little bit more had he known that many Zealots were coming out. And, I mean, now we're really just going to see that the snowball effect. The first attack was really going to be critical in this game. WandS wins the first attack, and now Bakuryu is just going to have... He's going to try to play catch-up here, but it's just going to be really difficult given the type of strategies Bakuryu likes to go for. Alright. So, the Corsairs do have +1. I think there's about 10 Overlord kills in here. No, or not Overlord kills, excuse me. 10 kills. Some of them are Mutalisks. I was thinking they were all Overlord because none of them were Scourge, but they did get a pack Mutalisks, and oh, WandS throwing away Corsairs. Oh, knocked over my water. Throwing away Corsairs. Like that. They do have +1. They certainly have some value here, even if the Overlords have speed. But now WandS is going to pull all the way back. He's trying to get up an Expo here, throwing down some cannons. That is going to be enough for detection if Bakuryu heads in that direction, but I don't see any observers here. Oh, there apparently is one somewhere. There it is. And Lurkers are going to be taken out. The Zealots are probably all going to go down, but there's enough of a Dragoon Corps that, ooh, and WandS is even going to do a little bit of nice micro here. He doesn't need to sacrifice those 3 goons. He can get them onto a high ground. Have a little bit of a better position. Ooh, doesn't want to attack that Overlord yet, though. There's only 5 left, but they can still get some kills and pick up... those 5 alone just picked up 2 kills. Bakuryu coming in with some more... Hydralisks here. I'm surprised Bakuryu's actually committing so much to an attack here. Bakuryu's feeling a little bit of pressure. With that 3rd going up so fast, he really feels that the Protoss should be more vulnerable than they are. So he really wants to try to punish it, but I don't think he can. I think the best play for Bakuryu is to let Protoss be on 3 bases, and you turtle up on 4, but you're not turtling up for an economic advantage, you're just turtling up to be kind of even. 4 base Protoss versus 3 base Zerg, or other way around, 4 base Zerg versus 3 base Protoss, pretty even. Bakuryu's going to continue to attack. And I just kind of, this game's giving you the feeling that as soon as Bakuryu doesn't do well with an attack, as soon as he slips up a little bit here and doesn't storm dodge one time, or has his lurkers run in and doesn't burrow them quickly enough, then WandS just going to be able to crush him. It's like the opposite of most PvZs, where normally it's the Protoss who needs to constantly be good, and the Zerg can afford to throw it away. I'm not getting that feeling from this game right now. But here it comes. Should be able to get some of these. There we go, and now the engagement's going to happen. These are very clumped up. Where's the storm? There we go! There we go! An absolutely beautiful storm. Unfortunately, there's only one Templar. There's only one Templar, and it's going to have enough energy for a second storm pretty soon here, but it's going to get sniped. It's a really nice move for Bakuryu. I think he realized that there was only one Templar in there. And really, Bakuryu should not be, WandS should not be engaging without storm. Alright, coming in again. Why is there no storm? Why do we not have any storm? I don't know. All the Zealots are going to die, but still, WandS with a very nice goon count. It should be enough. He's actually running into the lurker fire, meaning the lurkers are going to do a lot of splash damage, but WandS still has enough stuff. Still has enough stuff to live. He also has +2 attack. What are Bakuryu's upgrades looking like? That's Hive coming up. There we go. Here's some guys, 1 and 1. Okay, so 2 attack versus 1 and 1. But here comes Bakuryu now. There's only a sunken colony and a lurker to defend, and there are even reinforcements coming in from WandS that can ward away Bakuryu's reinforcements. And this is the base with the Hive. Ooh, that's going to be bad. But can he kill it? Can he kill it? Bakuryu certainly needs to save this base. He cannot afford to lose this one and the base behind it. So he's got to send everything he can. All the drones are going to go down. And here come the units. The Zerglings don't have good upgrades. This isn't a whole lot of stuff from Bakuryu. And it's the snowball, man. This is a very Bakuryu game. The one attack did not go well for him. The Hive. Oh, the Hive. Well, the Hive was so close to finishing, and if it had finished, he would have gained an extra 700 health. But really, it still would have died anyway, because it's not as if Bakuryu sending anything over here. And now WandS is going to be able to clean up this base. Alright. So, a couple of hold position guys, but eventually they'll get into the fight. And yeah, Bakuryu's going to lose this base too. Yep. Making another lair, and then that will become the Hive. The Hive tech is just so delayed now. That's always Bakuryu's advantage in any game. He always loves his fast tech, and by killing that Hive off before he could get any building started, it means that he doesn't get any Hive tech. He actually does not have a fast Hive. He has a kind of normal-ish Hive. Or at least not, it might still be fast overall, but it's obviously not as fast as he wants it to be. And certainly not fast enough to overcome the deficit he's at. Alright, Bakuryu still does have 4 bases. This base didn't quite go down. I'm getting a message on Skype. I wonder if it's Bakuryu telling me it said something wrong. It is Bakuryu. It is Bakuryu, and what did Bakuryu have to say? Oh fuck, it's really long. Okay, I'll read that later. Actually, it was about Corsairs and stuff, so it was about how I did not completely accurately determine the thing. Yes, that's how good I am. Not only can I completely predict Bakuryu's builds and the flow of the game, I can also predict who is sending me messages and what they are saying. I'm clearly been doing this too long. Anyway, so this base is dead. This base will also be dead once the Dragoons come around. And indeed it is. Really, Bakuryu has a lot of lings. A lot of lings that... Ooh, crack just started. Ugh. Oh, man. I was really hoping those were crack links. Like, that's what Bakuryu needs right now. At least these lings will be able to still... Oh, yeah, they should be, that's enough to kill the goons. That's enough to kill at least the goons. The goons that have caused so many problems so far, but... Alright. All the goons go down. Yeah. But, triple supply. Nah. And then Archons come in, and it's just like, aw. There go all my lings. There go all my lings. He's even doing some micro with the Archons. I don't think that's necessary. I think the Archons could just kill him off, but oh. No, there were two other Archons that they could just be reunited with. Alright. And now, actually, this base will be finished off, because it wasn't quite finished off the first time. You know, you have 23 kill Archons. Those are nice. So, about to be 3-0 upgrades. Oh, and looks like Bakuryu's going for an attack here with pure lings. Crack? Yeah, crack is done, but Storm's pretty good. It's one Storm, 15 kills. That's pretty nice. Generally. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I do like Bakuryu's idea, though. GG. When behind, just make a ton of lings. They're certainly more cost efficient than anything else you could do. Alright, and WandS. Beginning of an upset. Takes game number 1 over Bakuryu. Alright. And talking in the chat about the other teams. Central Europe. Central Europe, I don't think it's a bad team. Like, they're 1-2, which is unfortunate, but one of the games was a loss to Western Europe. A really good team. I should call it the colors before I talk about this. Purple Protoss at the top is WandS, X, Control V, and the green Zerg. Oh, wait a second. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong here. Something is super wrong. Alright. Alright. The loser of the series picked destination. Therefore, they will cheese. That's just a rule. There's no way around that rule. But Bakuryu picked destination. Bakuryu never cheeses. Like, are these games out of order? Did WandS lose game 2 and this is the actual game 3 and now WandS is going to cheese? Something's wrong. Did Bakuryu forget what the map pool was and just assume he had to pick destination? Something's wrong. It's not adding up. This is like, okay, this is Bakuryu versus WandS. Are two people smurfing for these guys? Something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. to be fair, Destination kind of works out really well for Bakuryu style. Because the whole idea is to get Mutalisks. And Mutalisks aren't bad on Destination. They can be really good on Destination. There's a lot of things you can do with them. And then put Lurkers in strategically important positions. There are a lot of really good strategically important positions on Destination. So it does work with the Bakuryu style, but he has to cheese. It's a rule. But he doesn't cheese. That's also a rule. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Like, maybe Bakuryu's sick, and he's just like, fuck it, 3 hatchling. I mean, he's clearly not 5 pooling. It's a little bit late for that. Okay. Bakuryu's making more than 6 links. Like, in terms of Bakuryu, making more than 6 lings is cheesing. Okay, this is cheese. This is 10 lings or 8 lings? It's just 8 lings. Still, 8 lings, that's cheesing. This counts as cheese for Bakuryu. Like, Bakuryu's not capable of full-on cheese, but this is cheese for Bakuryu. Nope. I don't want to hear your rationale about how there's no FFE and you might need it. Nope, you're cheesing. This is cheese. Look at all of this cheese right here. Oh my god. Oh wait, there's only 6 of them. Where are the other 2? They're the other 2. Yeah, man. But when Bakuryu cheeses, it's not a hard cheddar. It's not a hard cheddar. It's a very subtle cheese. It's a nice, smooth mozzarella. Alright. Now, for WandS has a Stargate going down, and he has the Citadel. So, he's going 1 base tech. As we pointed out. Nah. Which should be interesting. Actually, Bakuryu's a little bit scared of this. He's throwing down his 3rd hatchery in his natural, and already getting the Hydros den. So Bakuryu doesn't want to take the 3rd base, and he doesn't need to right now. He doesn't need to take a 3rd base because it'll be ahead 2 bases to 1. But he's clearly altering the playstyle because he doesn't know exactly what's going on. The Overlord did see the Stargate, so he should have an idea that Sair DT is coming. It's most likely because he didn't see a quick robo, and he didn't see just the Citadel. I mean, it could have been canceled, and it could be just DTs, but it's most likely Sair DT. Okay. Okay. Fine. Hello, VOD viewers and people who can't see the chat. Bakuryu was not happy with my terminology. Like, he's still doing a reaction and responding to this, which is what I meant to imply by saying that he is scared. But he is in fact not scared. He's super brave while not expanding. Okay? Okay, we all got that clear? We can all be satisfied that Bakuryu's actually not scared? Okay? He's just changing his build order because of unknown things that his opponent's doing, but not being scared. Fine, whatever, if you want to call it that. I really think he's just scared that his cheese didn't work. So he's freaking the fuck out about how he's going to recover from the failed cheese. That's what I think, but don't tell him. Alright. Already picking up some Overlord kills, and Bakuryu had been supply blocked there for a little while. Not supply blocked anymore. But the Overlords are once again being killed. Yeah, he's supply blocked. Man, those Corsairs are doing a lot of early damage, with Bakuryu not having not having the Hydralisk count. Alright, he noticed it. Like, congratulations for noticing it. So far we're at 3 kills. 3 kills, going to try to kill the Overlord Egg. It's not gonna quite work. Run away. Run, 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 run. Kill a drone and run. And run. Nice. Nice. See, WandS isn't scared. WandS, like, he killed the drone before running away. He knew what was up. He knew he could score the kill. The Overlord dies! Oh, just barely. But it doesn't matter because there's still another one over the hatchery. And the DT's going in for another round. 5 kills on the DT. Pretty good. Pretty good. Bakuryu was forced to transfer all of his drones over here, so apparently there was another DT in the natural. Alright, so Storm's almost done for WandS, and WandS has gotten his Expo up. Going one base tech is actually something you see, comparatively, it's rather common on Destination. Just because trying to wall can be a little bit of a pain here. It's just so big. It's just so big and you can't get nice and square up on... You could make a wall here and block it off, but then there's this over on this side that just... The links just run around and your wall's completely pointless. So, yeah, it's not terribly uncommon for style from WandS. And now he's got his baits up. He's happily transitioning into 2-base play. On the other hand, Bakuryu's taken some good damage here. I mean, he's 33 supply. Well, now it's going up, but still, under 40 supply. At this stage in the game is very low, and he doesn't have a 3rd base. He had to delay the 3rd base to keep it safe from the DTs. Or from the possible push that could have come out. He didn't know which. So despite the fact that WandS sacrificed early economy, Bakuryu's going to end up sacrificing more economy. And it doesn't have as much to do with the drone kills. Drone kills were nice, but it didn't have a whole lot to do with that. Overlord kills helped. Overlord kills plus drone kills plus the fact that Bakuryu didn't expand. All 3 of those things are combining into WandS managing to have a better economy at this point. We have a robo coming in. We have a robo coming into the natural. That always, anytime you see a robo in the natural, it should always raise your eyebrow as to, is it going to be used for reavers? Obviously, if you want reavers and you don't want to use shuttles with your reavers, you don't want to have them walk all the way from back here, let's say, to the natural. You want them as close to the action as possible while keeping the robo facility safe. So we'll see. We'll see if he's actually going to go reavers or if he's just throwing it here for fun. Spire's done for Bakuryu, and here comes the Mutalisk transition. Yeah, he's sticking to his guns on this. The cannons are on their way. And wow, that is an unlucky Corsair flying right through the pack of Mutalisks, but it's lucky for WandS as he knows that the Mutalisks are coming and might have even forced Bakuryu's hand in getting the Mutalisks in here. There are only 2 cannons, and unlike normal Mutalisk attacks, Bakuryu... Oh, really? Man, Bakuryu, he did that on purpose. He parked his Mutalisks over there. Yeah, there we go. He parked his Mutalisks over there and didn't bother moving them because he thought, well, WandS won't storm me, he'll kill his own probes, it'll be fine. And then WandS just like gave a big middle finger to Bakuryu and gave a big middle finger to his probes and just killed them all. So Bakuryu was a little bit late on that, but it's a good trade for Bakuryu. There's a reason that he wasn't expecting WandS to do it, because it was a bad move for WandS. But maybe it was the only way WandS could have done it. He doesn't have an Archon. He had a lot of Templar, but no Archons. Alright, Mutalisk threatening to go in again. There are a good number of Dragoons, and at least that Storm... Oh! Storming himself again, but this time certainly worth it. As he's able to kill off all the Mutalisks but 1, the Dragoon picks off the last of them. Or maybe it was 2. It was 1 or 2. And now WandS is on the attack again. And you know what? This is completely different start to the game, but exact same storyline. Bakuryu does not have the early game he's looking for. It snowballs from there. It really snowballs from there, and it's not looking good for him at all. The double bridges with lurkers will be great for defending against this, but this is such a big army. Such a big army. A 50 supply lead at this point in the game, double the supply. Bakuryu has set up this base, and he has set up this base, so he still wants to get up to his 4 bases. This probe sees, and this should be a much better target for WandS. Oh, well, that one Dragoon didn't know which way to go, but that's fine. The rest of them figured it out, and are now going to try to attack up this cliff. Where's the observer? Where's the observer? Is there not an observer? Ooh, I don't think there's an observer, but he gets the storm that kills all 3 lurkers. Very nice. He was paying attention when the lurkers burrowed, and he's going to get away without detection and take out this base. Bakuryu was really counting on the fact that his lack of detection would be good enough, but now the Hydras come into the perfect time to snipe the observer, and WandS will not be able to finish off the lurkers this time, but it doesn't matter. They're already in the base, and WandS, difficult choice here. But it looks like he's going to choose to back out instead of going after this hatchery as well. Alright. So, not looking good at all for Bakuryu. More observers are going to get there anytime now, and there they are. So the lurkers are no longer an issue. WandS even feeling good enough to come down and attack this base. Normally a very risky proposition, because this would be a very easy thing for Bakuryu to come and contain with a much smaller army and leave WandS' army completely stranded in a useless position. But since WandS has such an advantage right now, he's not fearing that, and he's just going to be able to kill off this hatchery. Once again, Bakuryu on 2 bases. We do have a little bit of a counterattack up here, going to be able to shut down WandS' Expo attempt, so he is keeping WandS at least on 2 bases. Isn't that nice? WandS is so excited. He's going to come back here. He was going to come up and attack the main through this, and ooh, nice storm coming from the other side. But then it's like, oh, shit, Bakuryu didn't mine out his minerals. What an asshole. Why didn't you mine out the minerals for me? I wanted to kill you. Alright. Bakuryu going for an attack here. There are a lot of Templar, but they could like all die instantly to these lurkers. They do. They all go down. That's a nice start, but it's just not enough. Not enough. GG. WandS with the upset victory, 2-0 over Bakuryu. And North America goes up 3-1.